Okay, this is gonna be weird. This is the second night. Okay, this is the second night. This is April 20, no, it's April 29th, 2018. Last night, well, yesterday morning about 3, I woke up at 3:30 a.m. I had a weird dream that I turned into a demon and I floated to somebody to kill them. And whenever I floated to them, I woke up and it was like 3:30 a.m. Well, this morning, it's now about 3:10 a.m. on the 29th of April. And I had a dream that I went to Walmart and I ended up taking some shoes and I ran out. I don't remember why I had the shoes. And I got sick. That I was puking up white stuff. And somehow I ended up with another person. And I'm trying to think of all of it. I was with another person and I got sick. And I was puking up a lot of white stuff. And I went back in Walmart to take the shoes back because I told them that I took it. I don't know why I took them. It was only like $5 slippers. And I took them in and I was puking up white stuff. And it looked like curdled milk. And it was weird. And I ended up going to this place, and somehow me and this person I was with, we got stopped by two guys, and they looked familiar to me, but I don't remember who they were. I couldn't place a name or anything. And these guys were talking smack to the person I was with, and then they said the person that I was with said something, and I kept throwing up this white stuff, and then he started throwing up white stuff, and we ended up going back into the store, and everybody was gone. The vehicles were still there, but everybody was gone. And whenever we was going by the deli, everybody, just people showed up and was grabbing stuff and leaving, and I ended up getting sick again. And I remember covering my mouth and running out saying, I don't want to get anybody infected. And we ended up going to this restaurant, and people were white, like their faces were white. Heads were shaved, tattoos, and everybody was different, had different tattoos. And I was like, what is going on? They said they were infected, that they got sick and was throwing up white stuff. And I mean, it's just weird. And then that dream ended up into another dream where I was getting a tattoo on my stomach, and it was the pagan goddess sitting in don't know how to explain it. Like in a yoga pose. She was sitting with her legs crossed and her arms out, with the arms out, with the hands like that. And there was a circle around her. And women that could still bear children, it was counted, and it was in a circle around her, and it went to 9 months, and it said 9 months at the top. And if you couldn't bear children, you had that same symbol, except for instead of the 9 months, it was a ribbon that goes up your rib cage, like all the way up between your sternum, all the way to your neck. And as I was getting the tattoo, I ended up being in, it was weird. It was just, I was in some kind of, how would you put that? Like a Korean restaurant, Japanese restaurant. Everybody was wearing like karate outfits and had black belts. And I asked what was going on, and I went to go. The kids were tied up. All the kids, the adults wasn't. They didn't have any tattoos. All the women had blonde hair, and it was straight. And the guys, you couldn't really see their faces. And the kids were tied up and screaming. And I remember going to the kids and untying them. And as soon as I untied them, I was taken to a section that had sage. I was being saged down because they said I had an evil spirit. And it was just so weird. I remember smelling the sage and, puffing the sage. And I could smell it. And then it was just so overwhelming that I was like choking on it. And then I went into another dream where I was in like how would I put that? It was sort of like a flea market in a way, but it had like all Indian stuff or a store of some sort. I don't know. It was like an outdoor type market. My hair's all messed up. Anyways, and the person I was with in the first dream that I had tonight, they was in the market with me, and this Indian guy gave him something and said, "Here's your hallucinogenic," and said, "You will love this." And I ended up, I don't know, I passed out or something. And I woke up to my mom and dad saying, "Leslie, wake up. Leslie, wake up." And I was coming to, and I was still at the market. And they asked me what was going on. And I was like, "I don't know. I don't know. And they're like, well, what kind of drug did you take? And I said, I wasn't given anything. And the guy that gave my friend a hallucinogenic said, yeah, I didn't give her anything. And then I remember tumbling over, holding my stomach, and I was puking. But the stuff I was puking up was jewelry and like necklaces and all different shapes and sizes and colors. And it was just really weird. And then whenever I thought that I was done throwing up, I started throwing up like Indian apparel and Indian dolls. And it was just so strange. And then I was actually waking up, to reality. And I seen it looked like a huge spider, like this big, crawling on my son that was laying beside me. And I took the cover and I touched what I thought was a spider. And you could see it just like raise up, and it was doing this like it couldn't move. And then as my eyes actually focused and I realized that I was actually fully awake, I was like, my dreams are telling me something. I don't know what. My dreams in the past have told me stuff, but I never really knew what it was until it was like, oh wow, deja vu. But the dreams were so surreal that, I could feel every muscle. I could feel every heave. I could touch every person that I touched, and the ropes and the feeling and, the jewelry and everything. I could touch it. I could feel it. And whenever I looked at the clock, it said it was 3:03 a.m. And I don't know what I'm being told. Something, I don't know if I've got something wrong with my stomach, if somebody I know has something wrong with their stomach, or, is it, I don't know. What do you think? Comment below.